I slammed my glass down on the bar so hard the bartender looked up from the other end and just watched me. I didn't apologize. I just stared at the amber liquid swirling at the bottom and said, out loud, to no one in particular, he liked me better when I was falling apart. The man sitting 2 stools down slowly slid away. Smart guy. My name doesn't matter. What matters is that I am 28 years old. I have been with the same man for 9 years, married for almost one of them, and 3 weeks ago, my husband sat me down on our gray couch, the one we picked out together at IKEA on a rainy Saturday, and told me he was unhappy. Not unhappy with life, not unhappy with work, unhappy with me, with who I had become, and the sick, twisted, gut-wrenching part of it, who I had become was someone healthy. Let me take you back, because you need to understand where I came from to understand why that couch conversation nearly broke me in a whole new way. I was not always okay. For most of my 20s, I was the kind of person who could spiral into a full panic attack because the dishes weren't done. I mean that literally. House wasn't clean? Panic attack. Friends didn't text back fast enough? Panic attack followed by 2 days in bed, curtains closed, unwashed hair, convincing myself I was fundamentally unlovable. A low bank balance, and I mean just a notification from my bank app, could send me into a depressive episode that lasted days. My body would shake. My chest would cave in. I would lie there and feel like the ceiling was pressing down on me, and I was the only person on earth who couldn't figure out how to simply be fine. It was bad. I am not pretending it wasn't bad. And he was there for all of it. My husband, my then boyfriend, watched every single episode. He held me through some of them. He brought me water. He sat on the bathroom floor with me at 2 a.m. when I couldn't breathe right. I used to think that meant he loved me. I used to think, this man has seen the absolute worst of me and he is still here, so this must be real love. Then one day he gave me an ultimatum. Fix your mental health, or I'm leaving you. Those were his exact words. We were standing in the kitchen of our old apartment, and he said it so calmly, like he was reading off a grocery list. Fix your mental health, or I'm leaving. And I want to be honest with you. I don't fully blame him for that moment. I know what it's like to love someone who is drowning. I know it's exhausting. I know there are only so many bathroom floors you can sit on before your own knees start to hurt. So I didn't fight him. I cried. Then I got up, and I got help. I went to therapy. I did the work. And I mean, I really did the work. The kind of work that makes you ugly cry in a stranger's office and then drive home shaking because you just admitted something about yourself you'd been burying for a decade. I learned about my anxiety. I learned why I was the way I was. I learned how to sit with discomfort without catastrophizing. I learned, slowly, painfully slowly, how to give myself grace. And it worked. That's the part nobody tells you about healing. It actually works if you show up for it. After years, I started to become someone I genuinely liked. I stopped having panic attacks over dirty dishes. I stopped spiraling when a friend took too long to reply. I started spending money on things that made me happy without immediately punishing myself for it. I started going out, laughing, being present in my own life. I became, for the first time in my adult life, okay. We got married in a spring ceremony last May.
In sickness
White
and
dress,
in health.
flowers I
And I take you
actually
to be my
liked,
husband,
his
for
family
richer
crying in
or
the front
poorer.
row. I genuinely, completely thought, that we had made it through the hardest part together, that the years of struggle had been the price of admission for this exact moment, that we had earned each other. I was so proud of myself. I was so proud of us. And then, 8 months into our marriage, he sat me down on that gray IKEA couch and told me he was unhappy. He said I wasn't healthy enough. He said I spent too much money. He said I go out with friends too much. He said the house wasn't clean enough. He said he feels like he does nothing but work and wait for me to get home. I sat there, and I heard every word, and something in my stomach turned cold, because, and this is the part that haunts me, every single thing he listed was a direct result of my healing, the spending. I had finally stopped punishing myself for existing and started living a little. The going out. I had finally built friendships I'd neglected for years because I'd been too deep in my own darkness to maintain them. The cleaning. I had stopped being paralyzed by the fear of imperfection, which meant I also stopped obsessively cleaning to prevent a panic attack. He didn't see any of that. He just saw a woman who wasn't performing the way she used to.